Hello. Hello, Also, if I sound a little weird, it's because I've got this, like, giant pimple. A boil. It's not even a pimple anymore. Calling it a pimple would be an understatement. It would do it a disservice. I have this giant boil on my chin. It's like, it covers like my whole chin. It hurts so much. I can barely, like, I can't even, I can't purse my lips. Oh, that sucks. Thank you. Thank you. You have a little bit of, you know, like, pity for me. Because when I see my dad every day, right? On my way home from my part-time job. I walk past my... Oh my god, it hurts when I speak. I walk past my dad's flower shop, right? And he sees me every day. He thinks it's so funny. He thinks it's so funny that I'm in pain. He's like, oh my god, what's that? And I told him about it, right? It's like a giant boil. Look at this. It's covering my whole chin and stuff, and he's just laughing at me. You think it's so fucking funny? I'm gonna kill him. No, I'm not. But like, you know. He's so mean. I also had other boils in like ungodly ungodly places, and my dad was like, he thinks it's so funny. I don't know what he is. I don't know if he's a sadist or something. I don't know if that could be considered a sadist or whatever. But he's so schadenfreudig. There isn't even an English word for this. He thinks it's so funny when other people are in pain. I don't think he found it funny when my mom had cancer, but you know, for some reason he thinks it's funny when I'm in pain. He keeps laughing at his children, including me. Children are just too funny to him. I mean, children are funny, but damn. It fucking hurts. And the worst thing is... Oh, hi Aiko. Hi Aiko. The worst thing is, this boil is like the size of my chin. So... it's like... It's covering my whole chin. It's replacing my chin. And it's like... It's so bad. It like radiates. It radiates into the bone. So my bone and my teeth hurt. I don't think you'll see me smiling a lot this stream. It's because I genuinely cannot move my facial muscles like that right now. Oh, maybe it's his way of showing love. Oh, for sure. For sure it is. For sure. But then also my little brother, when he was a child, he hit his head, right? And my dad was like, oh, walk it off. It's not that bad. He's being dramatic. To be fair, my brother cried about every little thing. He really was a dramatic one. But that time, he did have a concussion. Because like the next day he woke up, his head was still hurting and stuff. So my mom took him to the doctor, and the doctor was like, "Oh yeah, that's a concussion." My brother sometimes still talks about that time. It's like, "Yeah, Dad was just laughing." He's like, nah, you're acting up, you're acting up. I'm like, to be fair though, he was a crybaby. He was a crybaby. So on one hand, like, I kind of understand where my dad was coming from. Because he was, you know, like overly dramatic. Even, like, for example, when I was like giving him a little, like, it wasn't a slap, you know, but, you know, sometimes you hit your siblings on the back a little bit, right? And he'd be like, ow! You know? He'd act up and stuff. Now that I talk to him, he's like, yeah, I was acting it up. I'm like, see? He's so stupid. Hello, brother. Yeah, like... Basically, I don't know if you know what I'm drawing right now, but... I've been commissioned to redesign this a little bit. And this is what I've come up with. Which is like, this design... Wait, hold on. First of all, I think I forgot to put credits. I think the person's called Rascal. Give me a second, maybe I can get the YouTube or Twitch or something. 1 second, 1 second. What's this deadline? Ooh, it's soon. Let's see. Oh, I only have a... Oh my god, wait, hold on. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, both of these deadlines, they're like for the start of December. That's crazy. That means I have a month less to work on this. Well, I'm almost done. Well, not really. Ooh, this might be a bit of a tight deadline. Woohoo! Oh damn, what? Wait. So this week I need to finish up design piece. Next week I gotta finish a surprise me commission. And then the week after I have to finish this other. Okay. Hold on, let me check. It's a VTuber commission. Let me see. Oh, there you go. Wait. At Twitch, Royal Rascal .vt. Wait, here we go. Can I put it in the description? So let me see. It's like Royal Rascal. Oh, oops. Can you even read this? Sorry. Wait, let me do it in. Yeah. I haven't checked them out just yet. But yeah, basically I think this was their original design. And the problem was that you couldn't tell that there was supposed to be a phantom thief. But I really liked the code. Honestly, I really liked the code of this design. The design wasn't even bad, but it just like didn't give off phantom thief vibes, right? This looked more like K-pop idol fashion, you know, the typical stuff with the belts. And then they were also like, there's like so much like Asian ornaments and stuff, and that wasn't what they wanted to go for. Because if you think about Phantom Thief, it's more European. Does that make sense? Oh hey, you think they follow me? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, they commissioned me to just like redo some things. Well, like redesign so it looks more like a Phantom Thief theme. And they gave me references of Persona, Kaito Kid, Tuxedo Mask, and then also Star Rail for my own tastes and stuff. Yeah. I think so. I think they did find me through you. Thanks for the marketing. They also had a really good briefing. They gave me a whole like PDF and stuff, and then they explained what they liked about their current design, what they didn't like, and what they were going for, and stuff. It was just really well written. Basically, I was impressed. I think this is where the eyebrows should be. Maybe a little higher. So they look a bit more mature. Honestly, I'm this close to just like grabbing your face, Ace, and then just tracing over it and making tweaks. Ah! Let's see. Also, I have been getting slow with some updates, which is why I feel a little bad about it, but let's see. I do want them, so Ace has a little bit more of like this almond shape, right? Right? This is more like Ace, and I kind of want them to be a little bit more foxy maybe. But they did say they wanted bigger eyes. They said they wanted bigger eyes because it's like hard to read expressions is what they currently have, because the eyes ended up being a little small. I think it's more about the range, but yeah, it could be that just like the style of the artist that they went for didn't quite match what they were imagining. Plus they do have like this fox mask that is supposed to move like, you know, Spider-Man's mask. What kind of eye did I give them? Oh yeah. So it's a little, maybe a little more rounded. Like for real though, I have a command to link your stuff. Whenever someone in my chat is like, oh my god, I love the model. Oh my god, that's crazy. Thank you. That's so sweet. So they do have a fox theme. Which is why I think they might have, the other artists might have like, I don't know, mistaken the theme a little bit. Right? It was like phantom theme, and then they saw the fox. And then they probably thought like, oh, that means they kind of want to go for a kitsune theme. So there haven't been any like significant changes that I made since the last update to them, which is why I'll just try to draw a bit of a cleaner face so they have a better idea of what I was going for in terms of facial features. Funnily enough, from the briefing that they gave me, it feels more like they are a bit of a golden retriever. But the imagery, you know, it's like foxy, a little bit sly, a little bit of a rascal, you know. So I don't know what to make of this. Like what type of eye I want to go for. I guess should we make it round? I feel like I always want to make the eyes a little bit more, a little bit skinnier like this. Hello, I'm new to this channel. Oh, hello. Hello, welcome, welcome. How you doing? How'd you find me? Why did you click on the thumbnail? That's what I want to know, because my thumbnails are so scuffed. I always just like take a screenshot of whatever's on my screen right now and then I just like put it on. I think they also specifically want to like thick eyebrows as well. Not too thick, of course, but like a little bit more masculine. Does it make sense? Not that thick eyebrows are a masculine trait. Well, I'd say it's more yang than yin, so maybe. See, that's why I think I like yang and yin and yang, because it's like it's about the vibe, you know. Because girls can also have yang energy. Because yang is like sun energy, and then Yin is like moon. That's why what I assume. Oh, oops. Like Hyuna also has like sunny energy. Does that make sense? And Sua has more yin energy. Like she's got the moon vibes, and Hyuna got oh, ouch! Oh my god, I hit my chin. I fucking died. Hyuna from Alien Stage has like sunny energy. Does that make sense? So her eyebrows are like stronger and stuff as well. A new member has joined the cult. Scarf Mill, what are you talking? I'm talking about the thumbnails. Have you seen the thumbnails of the streams? I've never seen your sketch from the very beginning before, so I'm curious about your process. Really? I feel like there's been so many streams where I was like, I just wing it. Genuinely, I just wing it. Usually I have a bit of an underdrawing, right? I'm like, oh, here's a pose, here's a... you know. Which is why this looks a little messy, right? I have, I do the pose, and then I do cleanup on top. And usually the proportions are a little off, you know, and then I just fix it as I go. I was like, you can just go off of the like gesture, and then you can like look, even the fucking legs. They're like two different sizes, so I'm like, oh, yep. That thigh is a little too high, and then I just move up the knee. Wait, this is Ace's pose. That's so funny. I just made a skinnier Ace. That's so funny. This is adolescent Ace. And just like, if I tilt the head a little bit more forward. Like this. And then I basically, you know, kind of draw over it like this. That's it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like drawing bodies is a bit more easy, but as you can see, I'm like really bad with volume. So arms look fat, flat. Not fat. This is not a fat arm, okay? This is not fat. I meant flat. I was missing a letter. It's flat because I'm really bad with like curves. Alright, so when it comes to like legs and stuff, that's easy, but sometimes when it comes to like how clothes curve on the body, I kind of struggle with that, I think. I need reference for that. Which is why anything that's not like skin tight, I kind of struggle with it. I don't know where to... I don't know where to put the folds. So it just ends up looking like this. It's okay for clothes that are like loose, tightly fitting, because then you can just like follow the body line and then where it like rests, you know. But like loose clothing, like how would I even make it look natural? Like, you know, like I wouldn't be able to draw like jogging pants, I think. Just the way that they like drape, and you see this? This does not look like a normal pair of jogging pants. Right? Do they hang off the hips like this, or is it? It doesn't even look like. Yeah. Anyways, you see that's how I sketch. And for this, you can see how the proportions are kind of weird. And then basically when I have the face like this, I just shove things around. I just shove things around until they look right. Like, obviously there's guides, right? So basically if you have the tip of the eyebrow, end of the eye and stuff, you kind of want, basically from the end of the eyebrow to the nose, you kind of want to do a bit of a line. Or you know, the nose might be a bit high up for this, but right, basically you do this, and this is where the nose would fall, or you know, the corner of an eye. But sometimes it looks a little weird, right? If you do this, it's like a very specific triangle. Like you need to get the proportions right for this, for it to look good. It's just a bit of a guide, if you're wondering. But it's good if you're doing your own makeup, right? So if you don't know where your brow tail should end when you do your makeup, I don't know about you guys, but if you do your eyebrows, you kind of want it to be like the end of your eyebrow to be in line with like your eye corner and then the bottom of your nose, I believe. And then the ears are a little bit too big, you know. I'll just make them a bit smaller. Could be that it's like, should be more like this. But I think overall I kind of messed up the facial shape already. You know what? And then sometimes, since this is frontal, it's easier to fix, I think. Just leave a little bit of space, maybe. And then, you know what? I like drawing the hairline just so I know where things are. Oh wait, what did I do? Hold on, the top of the eyebrow to the bottom of the nose. Then, which means I think I need to move the can't wait for the hair transplant. See, I don't know if you know, but Inplick kind of does the thing where the distance from the center of the eye, like where it like meets, right? This space. Oh. And then and then to the bottom of the nose is the same. Kinda. Sometimes. Maybe. But I'm making it a rule for myself. Because I think, because I think it's like, it's a nice distance. You know what? You know what? They say I shouldn't be doing this, but give me a second. I'll use a symmetry ruler. I was kind of, you know, I was avoiding it. Let me see. Let me set this to show in the same folder. And then we'll just make this a reference layer. Guys, give me ideas on what to do stop motion on in Lego. In Lego? Lego Magical Girl transformation. You know what? That sounds good. No? You don't want a Magical Girl transformation? You can do a Transformer transformation. It's the same, just a little bit manlier, you know? I don't know, for some reason all men love Transformers. Well, not all men. A friend of mine also really likes Transformers. She makes a lot of Transformers fan art. She did a Transformers Inktober, it's so good. I still need to ask her to send over the files so I can make them into stickers. There is a magical girl anime starring... No. There's a magical girl anime where the girl turns into a guy. Like a really buff dude. So like, I want to do commissions, right? I would love to do more VTuber commissions, but it's not paying my bills. Even if I did VTuber commissions, I would still have to, you know, get a second job. So I'm like, it's really nice side hustling money, but it's like I can't do it for prices that like people can afford, and I can afford to live off of. Like I would probably have to double the prices. And that's just the model. It's not even including rigging or anything, which is why I'm like, no, I can't do this. So sad. I'm so broke. Let's see. Also, I did have like a 3D model, like a 3D head with proportions set up that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make this the milk head that I'm gonna use to unify, to get a little bit more of a same face syndrome, you know? Oh, oops. So that if I do end up making VTuber models, they'll look a little bit more unified. Oh shit. For some reason, I think... Wait, I might have to... First of all, I'm not warmed up. And then second of all, I feel like I've lost my... This feels so weird. See, usually, you know, when I start drawing, I kind of have a bit of a... You know, I do like this, and this is where I like figure out proportions. You know? Proportions, directions. And it's... Technically, you could probably put this in a box, right? And it says... Oh, I forgot. If you have like the bottom part of your face. You like divide it into 3, and that's where you're like... That's where like the corner of your thing is. And then after that, I just like tweak the shape a little bit. But as you can see, it kind of looks weird. So oftentimes I just have like... my inspiration folder up. Like faces that I like. Like, oh, wait, hold on a second. Like faces, right? And then I look at stuff. And then I'm like, ooh, do I want them to have like this type of vibe or these kind of proportions? And then I just, you know. Also, I think you should be able to see... Yeah, I think you should be able to see the people, the handle, the Twitter handle of the artist that I usually grab it from. I thought this was Jumin Han. It's not Jumin Han. It's like this guy. Ugh. Round 6 cover. What the fuck? Why did I save this? Pretty lips. Also uniform. Uniforms are great. I always like when artists draw like this, but somehow I can't do it. Maybe something like this. Look at Kim Dong-cha! Ah! He looks so good. It's like on the height of the bottom of the nose is where like bottom of the nose. Does that mean it's too low? Oh, it kind of looks okay. Actually, does it? First of all, let me the eyebrows. I think the eyebrows might be too low, too high, and that might be my problem. And they do say that your eyebrows should end over here, basically. So basically, if you're doing your makeup, okay, and I've learned this, you kind of want your eyebrows to start where your like eyes start. If you want, you know, if you want them to be a little softer, you make them a little like further apart, or you like soften this part. Because some people, like me, the eyebrows are a little like strong and they like go in a little bit, so it looks like you're angry all the time. And sometimes you don't want that. Sometimes you want a little bit of a softer impression. You don't want to have a resting bitch face, a resting angry face. So you gotta shave that shit or thread it. So basically keep it here if you want it to look neutral or like soft. If you want a more aggressive thingy, you make them thick and like closer. That makes sense. Now you know. And then, let's see. Wait, if that's the distance, then the nose would have to be here, which I suppose is the top of the nose. I like it a little lower for some reason. Maybe for guys I like it lower. Hey, don't do that. This looks a little, yeah, this looks a little off, but usually I use the open mouth just to gauge where the mouth should be. I don't know, it's a lot easier for some reason. And then also, I've been thinking about this. If you're like looking for live 2D tutorials, right? They do tell you to keep the bottom, the top of the lip, to keep it like, basically the mouth opens downward only, so it like only opens like this, right? But then that doesn't really account for you opening, you moving your lips. I feel like it should be fine. Or maybe they say only the teeth should move. I guess they're saying the teeth should move. Yeah, I guess the teeth should move. But still. I don't know. I can't draw the mouth right now. I feel so silly. Let's give him like the My Hero Academia smile. Plain milk? What? Plain? Oh, plain milk is the best. I hate strawberry. You hate strawberries? I would understand. I would understand strawberry flavored things. Those kind of taste like shit. But strawberries? I thought MZ was a baby. Oh, a baby. Aiko is the baby. I don't know about M. I forgot M's age. But Aiko's the baby. Mom, there's a plane flying in my milk. Wait, can you get milk on a plane? I don't think they offer that, right? Oh my god, do you know those like weird memes? I don't know about weird memes, but like let me try to explain. Basically, it's like these stock image memes and it's like dialogues, and it sometimes goes something like this, right? Imagine there's a stewardess and she's asking you, would you like something to drink? And then the other person's like, what are my options? And then the stewardess says yes or no. It's basically, it's always like these social things that are a little that's a little I don't know, like someone misheard or misunderstood, right? There was one where someone was getting a tour of a house, right? And then the person asks, what's upstairs? And then the other person answers like, the stairs don't talk. You need to be able to get milk up there? I don't think you do. I think it's probably because it spoils so easily or something. I've never seen milk in a car. On a plane. Now the reason planes don't serve milk is because milk serves planes. Yeah. Woo. Look, this is my best impression of a plane. Usually has gears, but they... Oh wait, we forgot the... Oh my god, now I know why the planes I drew were always so weird, because I always forgot the engines! Oh, I never draw the engines, that's why they always look so weird! Oh my god. Wow. Anything but water and milk? Milk is great. Wait, who doesn't like... You don't like milk? Do you like milk flavored things? This one looks a little younger. I don't know if they will like it. Let's see, maybe I can move the eyebrows up a little. I think the nose is also a little low. I think the bottom of the nose kind of aligns with the end of the ears, but I usually like to draw the ears a little bit bigger, but also I like to draw big mouths. I would open my mouth, but I can't. No, I can't move the mouth higher, otherwise it'll look like got too strong of a chin. And can I turn off the symmetry? Just so I can take a better look at the face. Right. What kind of hairline? I think this should be okay. Brows. Nose, mouth. I think that should be even. Do you think he looks too girly? I think, placement of the mouth and the... Yeah. Like this. Humans get... Wait! Humans can get rabies too! Yes, they do! Wait, what's going on? He might look young, but bigger eyes tend to do that. Yeah, they do. I do. I was wondering if I could maybe... We can try a few things, right? We can try to see where the limit is at how small we can make them, or we can also try making the pupil smaller. Wait, I forgot. Wait, hold on. I forgot to... You cannot see the BGM at the bottom. Now you know. Now you know what we're listening to. If you look at the bottom of the screen. I love correctional surgery. Ace also got a... I was about to say a boob job, but he didn't. I think I don't even know if I gave him plastic surgery. Might have gotten some. Cannibalism? Oh, you're delicious, that's what you are? I don't even know what you all are doing. Okay, I think it's also a little bit of the shape. I think if I tone it down a little, if I make it a little bit more angular like this. Ooh. Okay, wait, hold on. We decouple and then we can move it around. Also, you know that, give me a second. You know that wait, hold on. Let's see. Do I have anything? I do not have like a composition that I can use. Like I don't have a pig that I can even use for this. Oh, what about the Dunhung? Okay, hold on. Because this is the only thing that I have that is high contrast enough. Look at this. You know that this art trend that's been going around? You know, where they do the, you know, do the hard light filter so it looks nice? My art's not made for this. My art is not made for this. It's because I think my art's already colorful enough. I don't need to do it. So if you have... Wait, hold on. Let me open it. Let me open it for you so you know what art trend I'm talking about. Which is funny because I do use that technique a little bit, but I don't use it at the end. I use it in the coloring, like pre-coloring phase. Resources. This one. Let me see. This art trend, you know, where they have like a drawing like this and then they put on this filter that makes it look like colors and stuff. The art looks really soft. You should draw our glorious ugly king. I mean, I can wait, hold on. I can open it. I do have him as metal cards, but I feel like next time I do a batch of these, I might want to what's the commissions? Give me a second. Is it here? It should be here. Could be here. I think they should be here. There we go. Already drawn him, but the thing is, I think my art usually lacks my art usually lacks the, I don't know. It's already like really lacks the contrast or something. Right, so this is already like, I don't know. I think it just lacks a lot of like value structure maybe, or like depth and value. And then basically what this does, it makes it look soft and it makes colors a little bit more vibrant, right? Like you look at this and it's like, oh, okay. Right? And I'm like, if I make my art more vibrant and saturated, it's too much. Like you can tone it down, but then it doesn't really change anything. Right? So I'm like, I don't have any use for this, which is so sad. Like I wanna jump on the bandwagon. Let's see. Can I do with this? Hiya, look at this. Just more extreme, that's it. Like this is oversaturated now. No, it's eye cancer. Basically, a friend of mine, she also sent it to me and she was like, oh my god, you should try this. Like, I'm gonna be your marketing manager. I love her so much. And then I was like, I did. Girlie, I did try it. But my art's too low contrast for this. I can't even do trends like that. Okay, you know what? This isn't too bad, actually. With Nobata, it's not too bad. But then also... yeah, I don't know. But Nobata is the only one that's... but then also it doesn't really change that much in value. So it's like... it makes the colors pop a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know if you've seen this, but I do have a hue check. Like I do have a hue check where I use this. I call it hue check, but it's hue and saturation. It's basically taking a brightness layer, a layer on the brightness or luminosity mode, and then you just fill it in one color. And then it basically unifies all of your values to a single value, which means you have no value contrast anymore, and then you can focus on the color contrast and the saturation contrast, and you can see where your like color and saturation contrast is. I use that sometimes. I'll imagine, let's see. Where did I use it on? I think I used it for the first time over here. Right, and then you can see, oh, okay, there's still a bit of structure. It's more saturated up here. There's enough contrast between Miku and the yellow as well. Usually, once you turn it off, your art feels a little gray. I don't know. But yeah. And then you can basically see where you want to add a little bit more, like saturation and stuff. I feel like... oh, oopsie. Give me a second. And then you can, I think you can do the same for the saturation, where you put everything on like one saturation. Yeah, but it's a little, you know, where you unify the saturation of everything, but you don't really want to do that most of the time. Same with like color. And it's almost the same, like that's what you use for value checks, but I have the toggle. Honestly, I should probably do a a little YouTube short on that, but I'm like, it takes too long to explain this. I love this toggle, I use it so much. Alright, let's see. Also, I don't know if you knew, but in Clip Studio, if you press this, it's such a basic thing, I don't know if you know. Basically, if you, there's this check mark in between a layer mask and your normal layer, and if you uncheck it, the layer mask stays static, so it doesn't move. It's not connected, so you can, you know, move things around. Oh, where are you? And so it stays in place. I use it for eyes and stuff like this. And then if you link it, it'll move along with the layer. Right? Yeah, now you know. So sometimes if you accidentally uncheck this and you move things around, like your whole folder or something, I think it like stays in place. And then you're like, wait, I thought I moved it. It's so weird. Yeah, it stays in place. And you're like, wait, what's happening over here? That's really weird. So yeah, just be aware. Like, use it to uncheck things sometimes, and then, you know, you like link it again. Oh, oopsie. And that's a little far apart. What's with the eyebrows? Where are the eyebrows? Why are they centered? Am I stupid? Why does this feel so off center? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just me. Maybe just me. Goodbye, bye eye. Just charge! Charge your phone or something. Bye bye, M. Okay. Still feels a little young. Is it because he doesn't have a jawline? Perspective. Is it the proportions? I mean his features a little sharper, but maybe I wanted to give off a little bit more of that foxy vibe, but it looks a little healthier. I think I'm making him younger by dragging it down. It feels better. Alright, give me a second. Drawing neck. Sometimes it's also just like not having a neck, and then depending on how strong you make your neck, it also like influences how young or old your characters look, weirdly enough. So if your character does not have a strong neck, you might look a little like young. This might look okay. Just a floating head might look a little too young. But with a neck? I wish it would keep the symmetry without me having to look at the ruler, but I don't know how to toggle that off just yet. Did I give him any? Ooh, what is that? I think I just wanted to make it a cutout rather than a choker. Yeah, I think I just made it a cutout. Basically, they do have sakura petals, which always feels a little bit like, it feels very Japanese, which with the fox theme, you know, I can understand why that artist went for those types of visuals. It was a very logical choice. Alright. The hairline. Doesn't quite feel the same. I just have to slant it a little. Let's see, which side do I like better? I think I want them a little bit. You know what? I think I'll keep them slanted like this. A little bit more straight. So it has more of this and so rather than like truly going for the like foxy slanted vibe, you know, where you look more sly and sleek, I wanted to have a little bit of like youthness to it, which is why, you know, like the triangle shape. Yeah, you can have eyes like this, right? Or you can have the parallelogram eyes, which is like what most artists do. And this is just like really exaggerated, or you can have like round eyes. Right? So there's like stages to it. Also there's like the droopy parallelogram, I think, which I also consider a type. So I kind of want to go for the like triangular, the like upward slant. Basically just mixing these two a little bit. I hope it doesn't look too bad. Let's see. Let me check the proportions. Outline, nose, chin. I think it works out, but then also I think I need to check what it looks like with the mouth closed. I feel like I might have had the same issue with Ace. Giving birth is tough. I feel like from what I've noticed on like Japanese VTubers is that they focus more on the like overall look and shape of the mouth rather than its like expressiveness. So the Western VTubers, they usually do like a lot of like shapes and stuff, which is a little difficult to handle sometimes with all of these like different mouth shapes and positions, because it's like, it's a little bit more, how do I say it? It's like almost how do I say it? Like the positioning is a little bit irregular. And like if you draw a smiling face, you might move the mouth up and down a little bit so it looks nicer. Compared to when you have like a resting face. And these types of things, they work in stilts? Basically in illustrations, non-moving pictures. But the moment it gets animated, it kind of like exposes the inconsistencies of the art style, which is why I feel like Asian VTuber models, or like VTuber models made by like Asian companies, or like, you know, Niji Sanji and stuff, they usually have like set shapes and then they just like tweak those a little bit. Maybe that's why it's a little bit more stiff. Yeah, something's off. I think I had the same issue where I placed Ace's nose a little too high, maybe? I'm just trying to find the neutral pose. It doesn't look weird. See, but for this, right, for this to look a little bit better, it feels like the teeth would have to move a little bit. And even on my model, the teeth do move a little bit. I don't know if it actually looks weird, but then also I don't know, my settings are weird, and then I cannot open my mouth all that well right now. Okay, so I tried the hard light filter, and my art can't take it either. It has to be like a very specific style, I think, for it to work. So if your art is like low contrast, like mine is, it's usually too low. And if your art is already colorful because you, I don't know, you're like not much of a photorealistic painter, probably also, ouch, probably also won't work really well. Should we take a look at what kind of arts work for this? Because I think since it gives off the feel of a photo filter, you probably kind of need art that feels a little bit more like a photo. Let's see. So if you have like black and white art that is a little bit low, that's less saturated, I can imagine it looking really good with like Arknight's art. I think something like this would work. Maybe? Oh, well, let's see, because like the back is already pretty low contrast. Should I try? I have just made a button for this, so I, you know. Yeah, this one doesn't work too well. It just like gets too saturated. Maybe, so not painterly. Oh, this could work. Maybe? Oh well, there's not much of a background. Let's see, can I like... Yeah... I think it needs to be like a full illustration. Less of a like character focus maybe. Oopsie, more something more environmental. Because I feel like, for example, this, like, they could have used that filter on this art, right? Something that's a little bit more illustrative. Something like this, I don't think it'll work too well. I don't think this works too well. Because it's already like, I don't know, kind of colorful. Right? It does enhance the color contrast. So if you like it more like this, it would be nice. Maybe something in between. So if you want to enhance your saturation a bit, I think it does it well. It does it in a very natural way, rather than you just like taking. Wait, you know what? Let's compare. Let's compare. What if I take saturation and just do this? Does it look better or does it look worse? And then wait, that's not the same amount. So this is the saturation correction, and this is with the hard light, like with the hack. I think the hack feels better. Like this is kind of garish and it doesn't really improve it in, like it does everything evenly, and that's not really good. And this was more according to the colors, you know, it like enhances according to the colors, which makes it look nice. So if you want, I think this would be a good way to use it for to enhance your saturation if you feel like it's lacking. Like it's a more natural way to do like a saturation enhancement. Let's see. What else does it work on? Oh. Yeah, something like this maybe, but this might be too black and white. This might be too black and white. Wait, from clipboard, hard light filter. Yeah, because it like basically, okay, so basically how it kind of behaves is it like enhances the saturation, right? But if there's no saturation, you know, it won't really enhance your saturation, and then it lowers the contrast a little as well. Like you can see it in the blacks, how it softens the contrast a bit while also enhancing the saturation of the colors. Right, so this is too black and white. So you need to have like an illustrative style, like a photorealistic illustrative style for it to work, I think. Which is, let me see. This one kind of feels like that. Right, so it would work great for this one, right? Honestly, I like it with the filter more. I like it more with this filter. Also, I'm wondering, I think you can probably do this. Oh no, never mind. Maybe not. I think, yeah. I don't know, you don't necessarily need to have it on orange. But yeah. So that works really well. I can imagine this could work. Let me see. And then also, if you know not Sakimi-chan. Jongi Modare? One of my favorite artists. I think it would work for their art as well. Yeah, this one's already... Yeah, this one doesn't this might not have enough saturation. Or like color contrast. But it doesn't like, it does make the colors pop a little bit more. I think that's the important part for this. Let me see. Let me grab the artist, Jongi. They already have very strong colors as well. Let's see. Maybe this would be a good one. You know what? Ask's art probably also uses something like this, like a filter, similar to that. Maybe not this extreme, but yeah. No, it's probably not necessary. Yeah, it's not necessary for this one. Hold on. Oh, maybe this one? I think this could work. Okay, from Purple, do this. Yeah, I think something like this, around like 50%, would make the art pop a little bit more. Not the art, the colors. But then also it could be too garish for them. See, this is why I don't like it as a full. I don't like it as a full full screen effect. I usually limit these types of filters to like areas such as like light and dark, right? I would only put this on places where the light would hit. Does that make sense? Or maybe like the face as well. So I would only use it like this. Does it make sense? Which is why I don't use these things, because I only use them on the like I already use them when I do the color concept. When I separate the lights and the shadows and stuff. That's when I already use it, so I don't really need this as a full screen filter usually. Wait, hold on. Let me close all of this. It works perfectly well for this for some reason. And then let's see. I feel like Jung-Yi. I think this artist should have a few more where it would work. Oh, maybe this one. But they also have a little bit of like this thick painting gouache type of vibe. Oh, do we like this or is it too much? I think it also depends on people's screens, right? I mean, I don't think it makes it soft. Maybe I just set it up in a bad way. I don't think so. I don't know. It just really enhances the colors for me. I know it does make it a little softer here and there. But yeah, the colors are already so curated. I feel like they don't actually need to put anything on it. What about this? This one feels like a photo, no? That is a lot softer. Yeah, it works for these like photo type of drawings. It just like subtly enhances the colors. It's like putting on a filter. It is literally a filter. Yeah, so it is what I suspected. It kinda needs like a photorealistic, not realistic, but believable enough vibe for it to like be suitable. Let me see, do we have Ask somewhere? There we go. Do they have... Probably not. Like, this already has the filter on, basically. This also feels like they used it on this already. This is already so... like, yeah. See? If this was more desaturated... Like, if this was more like... If this was more like this, I think it might be good. You know? For enhancing it, but yeah. I don't know. Ask has already like curated all of the all of the different components of art, basically. They have like good color contrast, they have good saturation contrast, and good value contrast. So like putting on a filter is like, they don't even need a filter for the art to look good. It's like they already, like when choosing their colors, they already put a filter on. Like what if I take this? This one's pretty old. You see this? Like their colors are so good. If you add anything, it's like too much. And then I think where's the drawing of Stell? I haven't saved it. Give me a second. But yeah, if you look at this, right? If it just like looks normal to you and you're like, yeah, it's kind of lacking a little bit something, then you can add it, I think. If you're like the type of person who lacks the color contrast and like saturation, yeah, that's good. But I think, hold on, let me think. All I did, oh, give me a second. I wonder if they like added another like brightness layer on top. Basically, if you put this on brightness, it unifies it, right? So if you want it to be a little bit lower contrast, you just add a little bit of that. I think you can probably also do that with a level correction layer. If you crunch this, it's higher contrast. But I think if you like lighten the output a little bit, you can basically also put a layer contrast. Shadow spotted, yeah, the art is really good. You can also put a level correction layer on the brightness layer mode, and then you can pretty much have a similar thing. Basically, it's if you do a level correction on the brightness, which is the values, you're basically controlling the value contrast without touching the saturation or the color contrast. And if you put it on normal mode, it does it for all three. Which is why I think like you don't necessarily need to do this hack. You can probably just do this if you want to control your values, like your contrast, and then you can also do, I think you should be able to do this on a saturation level maybe, but I don't think that it'll do it in a like natural way. Right? Like you can tweak saturations, but the other thing is a little bit easier to control the saturation with. But when it comes to just the contrast, I think this is enough. Like putting a level correction on your on a brightness layer, and then you can change the vibe. Does that make sense? Yeah. I don't know. I use it sometimes, but then also my art kind of turns out to be a little bit too low contrast. Let's see. Let me continue. Your auto action makes an entire folder? I saw a correction layer there too. Yeah. I just set it up. Usually I like when I have hue checks or anything that is supposed to be like one filter, I just put it in a folder. And then I just like call it hard light filter, for example. So that like you can basically, I think what they did was merge all of your layers into one is what they said. Oh, oopsie. Wait, this is wrong. Wait, hold on. Let me show you on the drawing. Boop, boop, boop. Oh shit. Hold on, let me close all of these. Basically, right, if I have a hue check, well, I haven't renamed it, but you know, I have it in one folder. I can toggle the whole thing off. Let me put this. I don't think this belongs. Right? Oh, oopsie. And then I can just toggle it off. You can't see it, but basically, you're supposed to merge everything into one layer. And then you're supposed to add a layer with, you know, like a slightly orange tone. I just chose something right in the middle. And then you put that on a brightness layer. And then you're supposed to merge it with the layer below. And then the result of this merged action, you put it on hard light. Right? And I was like, nah, I don't want everything to be merged. I kind of want to tweak things. So I just put it in a folder instead. And then I also put a hue saturation thingy on top so I can play around with it a little bit. Because the annoying thing about a fill layer is every time you want to change the color, you kind of need to, you know, change it like this. Or... yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's the annoying part with a fill layer. You need to open up this window and then manually change it. And I was like, that's too annoying. Let me just use a hue saturation filter. Don't worry too much about the hue, but then you can play with the saturation. You know, that affects things a little bit. And then the biggest change is obviously the luminosity, since it is like a... if I say it, it's like... It changes the values. Like the brightness layer changes the values of your whole... like whatever's underneath it. And then... let me see. Yeah, and then, you know, sometimes you want to change whatever's underneath here, right? If you wanted to have a single color thingy, you know, you could just do that. Or you could put a different picture, or you could invert this, maybe. Right, you could do stuff like that. So just keep it in a layer, usually, in a folder. It's my hue check. Do you have other checks? I don't think so. They're like proof and print proofs, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's not that much. Okay, let me draw the hair. We went off on a tangent. And just take a screenshot of this and then... I do like the way they drew the hair. I don't think I can do it, but they were like, oh, I want it kind of wavy. But I like the spikiness of this, low-key. The artists that they made there, like... honestly, this could be a casual outfit. I hope they make it a casual outfit. What's this? Nothing. Hair transplant. Yeah, it's time. I wanna snap. No sweet. No sweet. Put it on 10. There's a bit of a... Ooh. Basically, hairline needs to shift a little bit. The hair parts a little bit more to the side. Oh. And then... Wait, I need... God. Wait, hold on. I need this in a better location. I need this part right now. Okay. Have it a little bit more. Honestly, for 300 bucks, it's a little cheap for the amount of time I put in. But yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Usually, this is more of a side hustle thing. Fine. Turn this a little bit. It's a bit fluffier. At this point, I can probably use that just like to fully render later. At this point, I'm pretty much doing line art. Do like this. Oh yeah, that's a little too messy, but that'd be too much. You know what, Ace? I don't know if you're still here, but they also did mention, I think they did mention your model in that brief. They were like, yeah, I wanted like highlights, like how Ace has them. Less of a gradient, more of like actual color blocks, actual strands of hair. Like, nice. Very cute. Very cute commissioner. Yeah, Ace is giving Big Brother vibes, and then Rascal is giving Little Brother vibes. Funnily enough. I'm like, oh, Rascal is cute. And I'm like, oh, Ace is very reliable. I hope they like that face. I hope they like their plastic surgery. They were like, they did say they're fine with more feminine features as well. Like they don't mind. A little bit of femininity, but then I don't know. I don't know where to put it in. I'm sorry. Femininity, where? I'm sorry, I'm not progressive enough. To have like designs that slay. Fortunately, I'm not a flop. Am I? Wait. Okay. I think I'm not good at drawing flower boys. Okay? But then also, a friend of mine, she's like, you always draw twinks. It's true, I can't draw muscular guys either. I'm like right smack dab. I think I would like to say I'm like on the neutral. Is it neutral? No, it's not really neutral. Well, you popped off with that one pink-haired boy that was a PFP commission? Really? Wait, you thought that was feminine? Because I don't think so. Because he even though there were a lot of like flowers and stuff and he did have ribbons, overall, I still feel like he still had a bit of a like masculine feel to it. It was a twink? That was not a twink. I'm going back. Wait, hold on. I need to check if they allowed me to share. No, I did. I was allowed to stream Commission. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. I streamed it. Completed. That was not a twink. This is a twink? Because it's a character profile. Is that a twink? With the square chin like that? He isn't twink for being feminine, he's twink for being young looking and still glowing. Because these are the reference. They don't look that young to me. This as well. I made him twink? Also, I keep looking at the model. Like, sometimes look on the other screen, I see my model, I'm like, oh my god, it's still unfinished. Oh. At least the face angles are a little bit better, but still. Like, look, he's got muscle and everything. Wow, someone rendered the knees. Oh, it hurts. I can't laugh. Oh my god. So you're saying I'm adding a bit of like twink. I'm adding twinkness. He looks softer in your drawing? I mean, yeah, he does. I made him look young, I guess. That's okay. Not by much, but he feels younger. I would say youthful, okay? He doesn't necessarily look younger, he just feels more youthful. Does that make sense? I would be really good. Would I be good at drawing Shota? I don't know if I, Well, I'll just say I'm neutral. Do we? I do want a little bit of that messiness that they had. Where do I add it? True, the color palette adds to that too. Yeah. The ultimate... Can I draw Shota test is drawing Seal Phantom Hive? I don't know. He almost feels too... He feels too girly to me. And I'm like, yeah, he's a shota, but he's like too girly of a shota. See, am I a boy mom? If I end up making the model for Rascal as well, I will be a boy mom. Am I already a boy mom? I'm fine being a boy mom, I guess. What? Where did this come from? No, I was thinking, right? I was thinking, Seal is too... Okay, sorry, I did not explain my thought process. I was thinking that Seal was a little too feminine of a shota for me. Alright, so I'm like, is he a shota or is he, you know, a girl disguised as a boy, or a boy disguised as a girl? Right? So I'm like, do I hate femininity or something? So I was like, am I a boy mom? Do I hate girls? Yeah, that's all. Is Seal a boy or an Astolfo? Stop making me laugh. My chin hurts. The burl on my chin. And then also, I just dropped my washcloth on the floor, so now I can't even use it anymore. As a warm compress. My dad keeps laughing at me, man. He's so rude. So rude. I'm in pain and he's just there laughing. Like, can he not? Hi Mitsuna. The is being crappy again, but I'm here for now. What's being crappy? The internet, the Wi-Fi. Ah, I know. Your connection, yes. I know you, Mitsuna. I know what's going on in your house. Your Wi-Fi is always crappy for some reason when it's my turn to stream. Maybe it's my settings. Maybe my settings just don't match yours. Could that be? I don't like how this is turning out. They specifically ask for the hair to be a little bit more wavy. So I'm trying to do it, but it ends up looking a little like weird and messy, you know? So I don't know. Okay, what if I just take this off for now? And this is the piece of styled hair. Yeah, that works. That works. And then we probably need like a framing piece. Just judging by how messy their hair is supposed to be. This makes me wanna, you know, like, ruffle his hair. Low-key. You know, I like this. I like this. It's probably a little too messy for you, but it's okay. Yeah, where are the facial features? What if I took the old eyes? Yeah, they're too big. They're just too big on his face. They're not too small, I think. But you can still see plenty of expression with these. Low quality milk is back on my screen. The real sleep paralysis monster. Autocorrect is sabotaging you for some reason as well. It said I spelled internet wrong and it keeps making it a proper noun for some reason too. That's interesting. See, in Germany, all of the nouns should be capitalized. So if you see someone like capitalizing a lot, they're probably German. Cause yeah, I don't know, all of the nouns should be capitalized. So in Germany it would be like the real, and then you'd sleep, paralysis. Well, in Germany you wouldn't even need this thingy, yeah, right? Monster. His hair though, is it good? Is it bad? Is it messy? It's really messy. It's so pretty. Oh, thank you. That's good. I was worried for a second. I like how it's turning out too. Yeah. Just, he does have, like, I think he has a, I don't know what this is. This is really crunchy. It's not that crunchy on the reference. It's just because I took a screenshot and I'm like working off of this crunchy screenshot right now. I think it's a tail. I think it was a ponytail. That's why I'm giving him one. Oh my god, you know who he reminds me of right now? Wait, hold on, let me check really quick. What were they called again? Lucien Lunaris? That's not too close. Oh, what was the elf guy? First First stage production. Production VTubers. Past life. Damn. Ichi Pro. Continue to say interesting. Wait, they're actually agency VTubers? Amano Sakura Tsumugi Hime? Tsumugi Hime. Sathia. Ooh. Another Phantom Thief. Let me just open this real quick. Where are the Byron Liner, Kalen Strafe, Elias Dalborn, Amentis? What are their names again? The other ones. The other members. I own, like, there's this German elf guy. What's his name? Wait, what? The wiki that I started? Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. You are probably right. There is probably a section for bandmates or something. Why are there so many ads? Cassian. Cassian Floros. Somehow he kind of reminded me of him. Never mind. Oh, maybe kinda. He's like a mix between Cassian and Lunaris. Lucy right now. Lucian. Saphia. He's a little bit more like Kaito Kid. Just in black. See, it was an interesting assignment. They wanted a Phantom Thief design. But then they also liked rogue thief elements. I don't know. I hope the scarf is enough. Like a scarf, cape. And I feel like, yeah, I don't know. It usually needs a little bit of that like elegance. Something like this, and maybe even a fedora, but they don't have it. Which I think already warrants it. Like it already makes it feel a little bit more rogue. They also don't have any glasses or anything. So I'm like, does it feel classy enough? Right. What am I listening to? Oh, Toho. Still Toho arrangements. Basically, if you want wavy hair, you kind of go for, you're looking for S lines. I think I gave Ace more of like a C curl. Basically just, you know, a single curl like this. But I kept some of the strands more flat, like ribbony. And S curls are more for wavy hair, right? And then you can think about, do you want them more like this? Or do you want them to be more tapered? Like triangle shape. Right, and I usually like to go for a little bit more of a ribbony vibe, which is why you usually see like two endings. Two like a split at the bottom. Or I could, you know, just do this and call it a day. And then depending on how wavy it is, you know, you exaggerate the S curl as well. And this is very tapered, right? Like you see how it gets pointy. And then a pointy C curl would look like this, right? But I gave Ace something more like that, usually, I think. Or I add a little bit, like a small piece on the side. Right? Just so you know why my hair feels like what it feels like. I don't put too much thought into it usually, which is why my hair always looks like this. I can only like explain in hindsight. Might be the wink, but he feels mischievous. Mischievous? Mischievous. Yeah, there's no I. Yeah, he's a little, like, he's a bit of a rascal, you know? Literally. See, I haven't watched them. I wonder if they're a bit of a brat. Yeah, we gotta, that's something we will find out. I don't know. No. I know how you spelled it right. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it was mischievous, but some people say mischievous or something. Oh, I thought it was mischievous at first, but it's not. It's mischievous or something. And that threw me off. It's like, no. Mischievous would have such a nice ring to it, but it's not. It's not that. Oh, also they have like they have a little braid. They want to give them a braid or not? Okay, hold on. I'm so lazy to drop braids. I don't even want to do this. I don't even want to drop braids anymore. Ah, yes, English. Same with like Colonel. I thought this was Colonel. But no, they say Colonel. Like popcorn kernel. A braid and a ponytail? Yeah, I think it might be a bit too much. I gotta ask them if they'd be fine not having the braid, you know. I feel like it's an awkward spot. It'd be in a bit of an awkward spot. Cause I don't know, where would I even, you know? What, I think the other side might be okay. You could put it over here probably. And then have something like this, maybe? It feels a little crowded. I feel like that's like a bit of a problem I have with this. With this one. It gets crowded really fast. You would not see it from the front. You could have braids on the side leading into the ponytail. Yeah, you wouldn't. You wouldn't necessarily see it from the front. You could have like a little bit of a hint on it, but even leading to the ponytail, I don't think it's necessary. Now there's already a lot going on, right? He's got like a lot of hair. You know, then he also has like these different color accents. Then he's got a ponytail. And then he's got like this, like a pretty complex, not complex, but you know, it's like asymmetrical color. There's like stuff over here, and he's got a belt. I already removed the collar, you know. It worked with this, because the shirt outside is a little bit more simple, so it's fine to add a lot of detail over here. I didn't even add flowers to his hair. I want to add flowers to his hair too. That would be cute. But yeah, you know what? I'll just go without the tail and then just ask them if they're fine removing it. I wonder if maybe we could do a little ribbon or something instead. There was a ribbon that I had to remove. We were a little sad about it. Basically, there was a version of this where the sleeves were up higher. Similar to where Sampo has his sleeves. He basically has them above the elbow, and it looks a little bit more brutish, but we wanted a more elegant vibe, so we went for a length similar to Child's. From like Tartaglia's length. And with the higher rolled up sleeves, I added a little ribbon over here, you know, to make up, like, to fill the space a little bit, because the gloves are also short. I thought that was cute, but you know, when the sleeves are this long, it's so crowded. Like, there's so much going on. So yeah, I left them out. What if we could do it a little bit like Mighty? Yeah, wait, how does Mighty does his how does he do his stupid braid? My chin hurts so much. I think it's on the same side as well. Fuck. Mighty. You've returned. I wanted to wash my hands, but right after, I was made to pick up 3 of the 4 kittens, so my hands are back to being dirty anyways. Rip the flame for the fox ears though? What flame? No, we're keeping the flames. I don't know about the fox ears. I don't know if they wanted it as a toggle. But yeah, it's easy to add fox ears. But basically, they do have a mask. Right? I was lucky that the mask, that the shape turned out so well. Oh, second. Rolling up. Right, it kind of needs to look good with this as well. Yeah. You want to see a little bit of the mouth, I think. The question... I do want to keep the snout. I don't want to remove it, right? You don't want to do this. Now it doesn't look like a fox anymore. But you want it to just like barely... Like, you can probably... We could even shorten this a little bit, I think. But just keep it short enough. Just keep it short enough where it's like... where you can still see the mouth moving, basically. Right. And there's outlines over here, but it's supposed to be more of like a flame vibe, so you can animate the edges, basically. Does it make sense? It's like supposed to be glowy, I think. Oh yeah, we still haven't looked at how Mighty does it. Oh, basically, oh, okay, I see. So his hair's mostly in the back. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. This is also supposed to be in the back, I think, but I... Huh? And then... still have to cover it somehow, which is the difficult part. Yeah, I think it's too much. I think it's just too much. I don't even know where that would go. If you make it long. Yeah, you know what? I think it's a bit too much. Let's not doubt my intuition when it comes to being too much. Like if I like a lot of detail. If I already think it's too much, it's probably too much. Because a lot of people even think like... A lot of people think that the Genshin designs are like... I don't know. They're not good because they don't... Like you can't tell... You can't tell that it's... Like which job someone is, etc. I'm like, yeah... That's okay. But then also Genshin feels more like this magical... It's more like fantasy and fashion. Does that make sense? It doesn't necessarily have to correlate to the jobs. But it's like a very Western thing where it's like, yeah, you need to be able to tell. There needs to be storytelling in the clothes. And I'm like, yeah, that's a nice add-on. It's not a necessity. Like you can just do fashion for fashion's sake. You know? For it to be like, to just look nice. Does that make sense? Just because something doesn't have meaning doesn't mean it doesn't look nice. Yeah, and sometimes I feel like the Western market doesn't really separate those things. Why focus on story when you can make bank making it look cool? Right? Because like, look at the Western games. They made it like too accurate. Like they made it too immersive. And then it kind of looks shit because like now all of the characters in games, they were like, I don't know, they like back in the day, okay, like 10 years back, when it was like so intense with making things look and feel realistic. Everyone was wearing like t-shirts, pants, and like those sweat jackets. Like just look at The Last of Us. I know it makes sense that they wore that, you know, but like you could do a stylish apocalypse. But the West would never make a stylish apocalypse. They would make a realistic one, obviously. Makes sense for more immersion. But yeah. But then the clothing always looks kind of, you know, meh. Except for that one guy in Resident Evil, but maybe that's just because, you know, police uniform always looks good on someone. What was his name? Philip? Or something? No. Resident Evil 2. What's his name? Leon. Philip. I mean, that looked solid, but his hairstyle was outright. Like his hair was I don't know. You know what? I don't know. It looks okay. I don't know. Oh, you know what? That looks good. That looks good. Yeah, it's a little frumpy. Leon Kennedy. Good luck, Milk. Have fun with your work and yapping. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye, Mitsuna. See you around. Bye. the question is that too thin? Do they want more volume? We might need more volume simply because the fox mask, like, it's obscuring quite a bit, so maybe you want more volume. I also want to keep like this shape. Does that make sense? Give him a lion's mane. See, this one's a fox, right? So it's like, it still needs to feel a little sleek here and there. Oh shit. Give him Jingyun except it's shorter. Yeah. So Jingyun's more like, you know, like this. But this one needs to be more like this. Like S shape. Wait, does Jingyun also have? My god, my chin. It's hurting. Jingyun. Ow, ow. He does. Oh, I could put the ribbon in the hair. Interesting. Jingyun's more like this, you know? But since it's like tied up. Something like this, maybe? Does this make sense? And then, let's see. Can I maybe just... I like the shape of this. How it turned out. Ooh. I'll just scale it up. Match it so it has a nice size. And then whoop. Doesn't have a braid. No, I meant does he have a ponytail? Sorry. Did I say braid? I meant, does he have a ponytail? Didn't realize he does have one. Maybe a little bit more like that. You said nothing? Oh, sorry. You tried to guess? Oh, funny. I guess I just cut off. I forgot to finish my sentence. I feel like my multitasking has been getting worse. Also, my chin hurts. I think I need to end stream in a bit. Just so I don't talk anymore. You lost the 50-50? Sure did. Kinda wanna give him a bigger braid. Like, make it nice and big. Looks a little weird right now. I feel like he lacks volume on the top of his head. I take this off. And the ears. Oh shit. Ears don't need to be as wide. Keep making ears like too wide. Let me see. Let's do that. See where I can add a little bit of volume to his head. I like this. That's a lot of hair to rig for the rigger later. Nice and voluminous. Somewhat. Something like this. I wonder if that's too messy. I think it should be fine, no? Should be fine. Let's color it in really quick. Whoop. I wonder if I still have a little bit of time to just draw a shoe really quick. Let's see. You know what? I think the face came out well. Good. Well? Good? Good is German. The face came out well. My chin. It hurts so much. It hurts. I'm in pain. In pain. Save me. I wanna draw Kim Sodom. Sodom, but I can't. I got commissions to finish. I also need to get like, I need to render like most of the design piece tomorrow. I actually wanted to do it a little bit before stream, but then I took a nap. I was sleepy. His ears are see-through. I know. I know. I saw. You saw me going around them. I'll fix it after. Why fix it after when you're like in the flow? Why fix it now when you're in the flow? Currently working with this one color. Then you have to do multiple steps, right? You have to go back, choose the correct color, then change layers again, choose a correct color. You know, go back and forth rather than doing like one last switch at the end. It's one step less. It's one step less. I'm lazy. I need to be lazy. Need to be lazy to be more efficient. Okay. You look so cute. Thank you. Frontal faces are easy. Obviously, I'm not good enough to just like do it first try. But frontal... See, this is why I think I should do more VTuber models. It's like easy for me to draw frontal faces. But then also people have a lot of like ideas and stuff. And it's like VTuber models, especially with like now, with the Genshin designs and stuff. They're so much more like complex in their designs. There's a lot of work. My country is expensive. I can't move back in with my parents. There's no home for me. If I was living with my parents, I wouldn't be too worried about not making enough money off of commissions and stuff. But I'm not. I'm not living with my parents. They're divorced. Dad has a new family. And my mom needs to rent out the rooms. And I don't think I wouldn't be able to live with my mom anyways. I would die of a stroke. Maybe I should look for roommates or something. Probably should. But then you're also living with other people. That can be annoying. Maybe you can find it cheaper. The thing is, the only way I would want to move out, even though this apartment isn't the nicest, like it's a little old, gets dust everywhere, like no matter how much you clean and stuff, it's so old that it's like so dusty. I don't know. And you can hear everything. I can literally hear my neighbor through the brick wall. Like he screams. I can hear him. Like they don't have any soundproofing at all. The only way I would move is if I was living at a better location. Does that make sense? If it's like in a location that is closer. That is closer to like my parents or something. Like if I had to move out too far, I wouldn't take it. Okay, let's see. Maybe I can move. I can get some cheaper rent. Like cheaper by 200 bucks. That would be good. But you won't find anything cheaper than what I have right now. Anywhere in Berlin, honestly. Like it's 800 bucks. Even for like very far out. Wait, my parents? Yeah, they are divorced. Rent can be divided across people with roommates, but I knew friends who had them, and the people can be a gamble. Yeah, it's always a gamble. My also has like horror stories of roommates, and even like one of my friends, and she's like, yeah, it's still, you know, you're still living with like strangers. They're like your roommates, but like, you know, some things get annoying. Living with other people. I'm like, yeah. And then the thing is, I'm not... Oh, am I worried? I'm like, on one hand, I am worried about other people annoying me, but then also I would annoy like, I would be so annoying. Like, I don't think I would be a good roommate. I'm a good roommate when it comes to being on vacation, kinda, I guess. I don't think I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Like, I try to be polite and stuff, but, you know, Some people have other standards of hygiene and stuff, you know? And I'm not the tidiest person. I'm not dirty or anything, I'm just not tidy. It's because like all of my things are homeless. They have no place to be, so they're just like somewhere. Alright. A little bit of hair. Oh, you know what? I'll just paint it in, I guess. I gotta take an ibuprofen. I've been pumping myself full of ibuprofen. Looks good, thank you. And you know what? I'll add one more strand of hair in the back over here. Huh? Right. And then looks like I made these two. I don't know if I actually want it fully pink, but we'll see. Maybe it's better to have this in white. Can you split it? No, maybe not. I don't know. You'll see. Actually, what if I just do like a little peek? Okay, well, hold on. I think for this, oh, the question is, where do we want the pink? Where would the pink look good? What I did like about this art though is that the tips are a little black, you know? They have like this cute little gradient to them. Reminds me a little bit of seagull. Like the tips of the wings of seagulls. I think that's cute. This and then I feel like it's too much. I feel like it's too messy. Why is it so messy? Okay, the eyes. I think they have pink eyes. And then... oh, oopsie. Huh? I wonder if it would be nice to have a little bit of like a red pupil. Because it feels a little bit more ghostly. I'm not thinking about it because I want to draw Kim Solim, okay? Like cute red. Dang, he's looking good. Welcome back. Welcome back. I forgot the eyebrows. I also don't know if they wanted to have like darker eyebrows or light eyebrows. I would usually go for the lighter eyebrows. What if they had darker eyebrows? Would also work. Honestly, that would also work. More like a grayish. Too dark. I love the color palette so much. Nice. That is nice to hear. They do have a very cute color palette. I love that they have like the black and white contrast as well. At first, I made it like a full white suit and then they were like, it doesn't really feel like him. Doesn't really feel like what he's supposed to be. I would like more, you know, like black and white. Like it needs more black, and then, you know, I added more black. I was like, oh, you were so right. Yeah, it worked out. You like the revision? Yeah. Because, you know, like one of the Phantom Thief references was Kaito Kid, and he does have like a full white suit. I was like, oh, okay. So I was mostly thinking about full white or full black suit. But yeah, like just black and white theme. Mostly white, but still black and white feels nice. Also, I was wondering what I should put on the coattails. I had so many ideas, but then I just ended up doing like fine and type of just a little bit of like a pattern. Because I don't know, like adding anything else just felt like too much. But now I don't know if the bag looks too boring. I'm scared that the bag feels a bit too empty or something. And then also I did say I wanted to do a metal pass, but I honestly don't know where I would add the metal accents other than the rims. You know, like how they had it here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little torn. What I did want to try is I wanted this to have like really thin holographic lines. That makes sense. So it's a little bit glittery. Not too much, obviously, but a little bit of glitter. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's just like a lot of like subtle texture, basically. I hope to bring in. And then, you know, it kind of like gets repeated with that. But I did want to add some of those like sakura petals. You know, they had like these really cute sleeves with the like petals on the sleeve. But I haven't found a place to implement that on, because it's like, it looks good on a fold, but it needs to be pink so that the contrast is low and it's more of a texture detail. And because I made these sleeves, I made them black rather than pink because pink just didn't look good. And like, look at this. I can try making it pink. It doesn't feel balanced. I feel like it will work on a black outfit. Maybe in his gloves. Yeah, I was thinking about it too, but then it's lacking the pink base. Does that make sense? Which is why I haven't like added it in anywhere. And I feel like it's just really nice as like the rim of the sleeve. I also tried looking like adding it to the cave, that didn't look good, or like somewhere over here that didn't look good. I also tried to make the cape pink instead, you know, so I could do it on the cape. You know, but that kind of looks bad because this doesn't have enough contrast now because it's too light. So I made that black. And then I was like, maybe I should add it on the coattails. And that didn't look good. You know, like I was like, oh, let's add the flowers on the coattails, you know? And then that looked like too Asian almost. Does that make sense? And I was like, you know what? Never mind. We'll just leave them, I guess. Maybe on the fox mask. But that's supposed to be energy. Like, this one might need to have a little bit of a more pinkish undertone. Otherwise, it looks a little sickly. Let me add a little bit of blush. A bit warmer than that. Fuck, maybe I am drawing twinks. Don't we all? I don't know. Hunks can blush too. Oh, gee. I want to draw handsome man so bad so it can be my Sona. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, by the way, do you want to join Discord? We do have a Discord. Not a lot happening there, but just, you know. You want to share resources, talk or something. Forgot. We actually gotta put them in the milk dungeon, no? I don't have Discord? Damn, not a lot of... You're like the second person. Wait, didn't M also say they didn't have Discord? Santa went to get some milk? Alright, that's fine, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Just so you know, usually I stream on Friday. On Fridays, like this. Just once a week. Because I can't afford to do more. I'm not very productive when I stream. Look, it's like 2.5 hours. I've drawn one face. Like, other people draw this in probably like half an hour. Here I am. Sometimes I feel really unskilled. Which is probably due to my lack of skill. Question is, do we want... Maybe we will make this pink. Or we just make it like a lighter... Actually. Also, we went on a mad tangent about hard light filters. That's true, that's true. But it was like 20 minutes at most. Not that, it wasn't that bad. Let's make it a little darker. It's too dark, by the way. Honestly, I don't like it if it's... You know, maybe the... I don't like it as a cutout. Weirdly enough. Maybe it's too small. Probably too small. And we can probably add a bit of like texture to it, so it feels like it's a net or something. We do VC on movie nights, which is on every Sunday. Aiko, it's on a Sunday. Movie nights. I went live once, but I accidentally showed my face, so I deleted it. Good thing it didn't have any viewers. That's so funny. Happens. A very pretty face. No worry. Yeah, we don't really do VC. I think someone did try, you know, to just hang out in VC and draw, but you know, everyone's kind of shy, so they didn't join. And I'm not at home anymore to join. Sunday, it's just a Sunday. I hope they'll... I did leave them waiting for like 2 weeks, I think, almost. Hope they'll be satisfied that they'll get a face like this. You know, with the hair. It's a little short. I might have to make it a bit longer, you know. But it's not sitting on the model just yet. Let me just merge this and then delete the ruler. I can slap it on and see if it looks good. Oh. Wait, let me delete the whatever's underneath. So well, I think the head would need to be a bit smaller, maybe. Something like this. One thing I think though is that... Wait, I have to ask Rigger. I have to take a look at like models for that, but I feel like usually they have a bit of a higher head. Or I'm the one that makes them high, but they actually have like a really flat head. Yeah, I have to see. I don't know. And also feels like... Okay, hold on. I'll probably have to fix this later, but it feels like there's a little bit of like... There's too much empty space over here. You know. I think I have to do this. Just so that they're not too empty. Like this. Because if I flip, the other end always seemed a little... And then in that case, I can probably also, you know... And then I think that makes it easier to actually give him a pink highlight. Does that make sense? That feels nicer. Okay. Oh, I didn't even notice you've been streaming for more than 2 hours. It's still short. We're still short. Alright, I'll just edit the hair a little bit. Oh, where'd it go? And then I'll call it a day. Okay? Yeah, we're hitting 1 AM. It's still early. I also had a nap earlier. So, it's okay. Huh? Oh. It's a coloring layer. Okay, give me a second. Give it a second, I'll just do that. And then just grab this, puff it up a little. Oh, you know what? I should probably also add a little bit of shading, just so they get a vibe. Just so that it gives you a better vibe of. I think that's okay. I think it would probably be nice if this one had a bit of a shadow as well. Oftentimes these might be a bit too harsh, or like there might be too much going on, especially if you have hair like this. You might need to make that part specifically a lot brighter. And at that point, it might not even be worth it anymore. See, like it makes it messy. Yeah. I'll probably send that off later. Tomorrow. I'm gonna go grab an ibuprofen, just lay down and read, and then go to sleep. Also, I wanted to make a little bit of like a symbol, an emblem or something, and then I started off with this. I like stars. Then I tried to use it as a brooch, and I was like, that doesn't really work. I wanted to use this as like a rim to put it on, you know, some parts. I did use it on this and on the back of the shoes. And then I was like, oh, you know what? Let me try to add the kitsune shape. And then it ended up looking a bit like a flame, and I was like, you know what? I kind of like that. I kind of like that. So I kind of used it. And now he has a brooch, and it's also the pattern for the thing on the back. Yeah, on the coattails. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go grab an ibuprofen. And go die. Good night. Fine then. Yeah. You know what I was struggling with? I was like painting this. I was painting this for like... Well, not painting it, but I was working on it for like 2 fucking hours or something. Just trying to figure out how to do the coattails. I was like... adding all of this, right? I was like, bro, this doesn't work. Like, this kind of looks shit, you know? Like, look at this. I was like, no, that's too messy. And even if I make it like pink, that's too messy. So it needs to be like silver and holographic. That kind of looks like shit. And then I looked at how they did it in Star Rail, and I was like, oh, it was that easy. I spent longer on it. I didn't like paint all of it, but I was like spending 2 hours just trying to figure out what I can put on the coattails, working on this, slapping them on, adding sakura patterns, or maybe even the kitsune mask, and I didn't like anything, and then yeah, that kind of stuff. Just like, yeah, just iterations and variations. It wasn't fun. It was not fun. Sometimes you just, you know, just copy ideas. Alright. See you around. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Don't get pimples. Don't get boils. It hurts. Good night. Mwah.